I felt an unease, a burst of overwhelming at the last social event I was at. I was okay in the setting, and then when I sat in the car, I was like, fuck, that was nerve-wracking. Here's my question. I gave you a little bit of guidance, and now we're going to activate your own internal guidance. What is it that you can infuse that will automatically help you in such situations, even if you sit in your car and you have initially the same response? For example, you could infuse the awareness that it was indeed a little nerve-wracking, and that's okay. I'm not as fragile as people would think they are, and that's part of the human experience. Try that right now. Think back on it. And everybody, think about an experience that had you a little bit destabilized lately. Okay? Whether it be a social setting, whether it was like a financial matter, a relationship matter, family matter, work matter, you got a little pissed at work, you felt a little tired, and so on. And as you think about it, ask yourself, what can I infuse right now that will start, even if it doesn't change, to improve it? Because we always want to remember, we have been led by advertisement to be comfort junkies. I only want to feel good, and that's how they sell us. They make it bad to feel bad, instead of telling us that's part of the human experience. You're going to lose people are going to disappear, you're going to die, there's going to be this, there's going to be storms, there's going to be fluctuations, the world around will change, and so on. People are people, and for unless two think exactly the same way, but even then they could start to compete. That was my idea. No, that was my idea. You always copy me. No, you always copy me. Right? Then it's going to be inevitable that it's going to get weird with people. That's not the end of the world. You have emotions, to really understand them and play with them. That is an art in itself. Sorry, we don't have an honest manual to tell you, hello, welcome to the experience of being a human. This is how you're going to deal with your own emotions. So what can you infuse? So even in moments when you used to feel distress, you ease that distress, or you manage it better. One of them would be, hey, Roman soldiers coming back from battle. I bet that was pretty nerve-wracking. We're still here. You're still here. So for me, genuinely, when I was trying to change, I don't want to feel nervous. I should only feel good. That kept on eluding me. Then guys that approach this matter that way, honestly, I've lived long enough to tell you that they have made no headways. Those are the very guys that were there in the original days of seduction, or even before, when a couple NLP guys started to play with the idea, can we use that for seduction as well? Whatever came first right there. And they still think, let's get rid of that. They have made no headways, and they become very bitter. Instead, when we started to go, hey, that's not such a big deal. We can learn to live with it, to manage it better. So what can you infuse? Another thing to infuse is, I'm probably not the only one that felt that way. Try to infuse that. Here's my favorite one. All challenges start with 3 presuppositions. I've studied them many times, so if you're a long time loyal student of mine, you have heard this before, but hear it again. We're the same. And if you hear it this time, and you heard it a lot, this time notice when today you fell for that a little bit. The 3 deadly presuppositions that start to make it weird for us. Whenever we go like, oh, this is good, oh shit, what's happening? Something is wrong. Wow, fuck, why did I do that? Oh, that was this, that was that. Number 1, we think that it shouldn't have been. So right now, it's like, this is intense to the psyche, because it can even like, temper your faith. Because suddenly you think, whoa, this should have been, and it was. What's the opposite of that? The antithesis is, what if that's part of the plan, and you need it to be moved, and you need it to be stirred, because you will find gold in it, great value. Maybe that's what you needed to say, you know what? There's got to be a better way. And this time you're seeking it proactively. And this time you're voicing a question about it. And you continue. And you made some distinction. So watch when you start to think it shouldn't be there. Like it's off, something went wrong. There was a glitch in the universe. And instead, go back to what if this is according to a bigger plan, everything, my prayers are still being answered. The second one is we think that it's bad. What if it's neither good or bad? It just is, and you can play with it. You can use it as a way to rekindle your commitment to find better ways. You can use it as a way to be able to tolerate a little bit more, endurance. You know, part of being powerful socially is to be able to endure everywhere. I think endurance and tolerance, to be able to tolerate a little bit more than most people. You're at the gym and everybody goes, oh man, that's my last set. And then you're in an equal amount of pain and distress than the others, but you tolerate that a little bit more and you do one more rep. Now you're in the lead. Okay? Most people go, oh man, I can't make another phone call. I should go home. And you make one more phone call. Most guys go like, oh, well, you know, it's kind of, there's not that many girls tonight. I already talked to that girl. You go back and you talk to her one more time, even though you do not feel any better than anybody else there. Okay, so you learn how to endure a little bit more and tolerate a little bit more. So for me, I go back to where's the gift? Where's the gift? How can I win no matter what? I'm not dependent. I want to be dependent on feeling good all the time. Can you imagine how fucking boring it would be? And we got to let go of that expectation. The one thing at the core that is off is certain models and certain expectations that deviate us from reality. Okay? That expectation that if you are not, wow, look at those hot girls. Hey, isn't that Playboy model? Oh, wow, I know her. That's that celebrity. Hey, those are those two famous twins. Let me go talk. Hey, everybody, girls, listen. And you feel super good, and you feel it from the get-go. And every time you want to talk to girls, or you see girls, or you're in a social setting, hey, it's my first time here at the academy. I don't know anybody. I feel so fucking good. Hello, people. First time here. Don't know nobody, but Lord, I feel good. There would not be any growth. That's foolish to expect that. So there's nothing wrong with feeling a little bit uncomfortable. We're not as fragile as we know it. It's not, maybe it's part of the plan. That's entry level, and that's re-entry level. It's not bad. It's what you make of it. And it's not final. It is not final at all. And oftentimes, again, to diffuse it, the problem is our core equations. Oftentimes, we observe a manifestation. By manifestation, I mean something is manifesting within us, or something is manifesting around us. If we suddenly decide that it's not to our liking, then we tend to block. Watch, don't say freeze, because it's false. But and I shouldn't say blocking, we, for a moment, forget that it's not fixed, it's not fatal, it's not final, and we begin to do less. When we are under the impression that it's okay, that we get disappointed, we get distressed a little bit, we do less. I have yet to meet a person that suddenly they realize they are in distress and they're disappointed, and their first breath that follows that noticing is, landing into a pleasant smile. Interesting. I have yet to meet a person that they were here at their face and suddenly they're a little distressed and they ease their face and they brighten up. No, usually what do? We tense a little bit more. We do a little less. We dwell a little bit more. That's basic, you know. Tony Robbins makes some breakthrough discovery, delivered it to through his programs, physiology first. For some, it may seem a little old. For some, you heard it, you visited, but you thought there was another answer somewhere else, and you didn't really play with it. Or some you don't know it, but change your physiology. Because the moment we become dependent, we're no longer connected with our core. We depend on something else. So a great starting point, and I always recommend that. Sure, it'd be wonderful, Neil and everybody, and I'd be the first one in line if we could just go, everywhere I will go, I am comfortable, and it's always pleasant, and I'm always pleasant to others, and everybody appreciates me, and everything is wonderful. I know enough about life to know that we will all get lazy, eventually psychotic, and we would get very weird. That's why things are not structured that way. We would make no headways, and we would have no sense of gratitude. I think it'd be hell. I think we have it backwards. I think hell would be that place where everything is okay, you're always doing fine, and everybody's nice. And I don't know, but I could imagine you right there in the middle of that. I'd be like, oh, I'm fucked. I'm not going to grow. It would be impossible to appreciate any of that because through time, I will be so used to that I'm not going to notice it anymore. I need a contrast to notice. I need rain to appreciate the sun. So start by saying, you know what? I'm not going to make it be my outcome that everybody likes me, that I do just fine, that I'm super alpha, that I'm super this and so on. I'm simply going to make it that my outcome is going to be that I'm not going to bind myself in any way. And if I show up and I start to feel a manifestation, I'm not gonna, I heard Vince, hear me seriously with this, it's in every good self-help book. That's the sad thing. That's the one thing that has been repeated the most. In the beginning, there was the word, watch the word that you use and so on. And that's the one thing where people go like, at best they think, yeah, but I don't only want to, it's positive thing. It's not. Okay, it's selection of words, and it's the fact that it is impossible through a series of letters and words, how many words, and even if we double the amount of words that exist in any language, it's still not enough to describe all of the little nuances. See, right now, we could say this is a finger. We could say this is a pointer finger. But to define what it's doing right now, it's shaking, it's vibrating. To define the sensation that it's causing in my hand right now, there's not a word for that. And if there was a word for every single little thing, it'd be impossible to understand. So we compartmentalize and we miss out. We miss out a lot. And then we don't re-examine and we use the vocabulary of people who made no headways at the time and we're off to start with. They just proclaim one thing, accepting one thing. It's like, oh, I'm nervous. Nervous. You're nervous? I thought your name was Vince. Okay?